Blast it. This is the third Joe we found face down in the mud. Snake Eyes, get Beachhead to the infirmary. You're the only one that can make it through the sewers. The rest of you, let's fan out and find that Cobra operative. We'll have to update our files because last we heard, you were dead. Oh, Beef Boss may be dead, but Beef Rot lives! Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh overview. Today, let's take a look at the Hasbro G.I.Joe Classified Series Heavy Artillery Roadblock. Okay, I know this is coming in way late, but it doesn't matter, right? I just want to get around to opening this toy, and I might as well do it on camera. I think this came in around the same time as a lot of other packages, and I looked, and this, oh, another Roadblock. I'll get to this. But now that I'm past all this, I'm looking at this going, oh, another Roadblock, especially one that takes us back to classic times. Ooh, G.I.Joe Classic Series. Looking at the box, it is what we are used to with this line. There's the blues, there's the stars, there's the flying, there's the graphic, there's the figure and the window. Warning, choking hazard, small parts. Do not insert within your mouth hole. On the side, more of that Roadblock art that is featured here. Is it just the same thing backwards? Yeah. On the back, there's our big graphic that we've been seeing since the first releases. They've just been adding to it as we go. Includes figure, 3 accessories, small parts. On the side, you get their new style file card where you have to kind of do the work yourself. There's icons, way to decode it, and to get the full bio on Roadblock is on the G.I.Joe website. Vanguard level 4, heavy weapons level 3, strength level 4, artillery level 4. And then there's the bio down below that. On the top, number 28 in the series, G.I.Joe star. On the bottom, legalese, barcode. But let's get this open and see what is going on here. Tape. Ooh, it does turn. Okay, we'll get to that. Oh, and I really like this. At first, I had a problem with the sci-fi elements, the updates, the modernization, but I quickly came around to that. But then, to take this and shove it back into an 80s style with the colors and just the overall look, too. Not to jump into any kind of final thought situation, but I almost want Hasbro to take every character and do a super modern version and then a super classic version. That way everybody's happy and I can buy double the toys and just have all kinds of crazy figures all over the place. Now, bringing in the first version of Roadblock, it is a lot of reuse. Same arms, same legs, same boots. Remember all the gold from that first the gold, that's what I was pointing out, which they came back around and did a new version of where they painted that black, toned everything down, darkened the greens. I don't know why I haven't opened this yet. Then on Gung Ho, they replaced just the knee to get rid of this knee pad, and it kind of balanced everything out. It retained that strap to hold the knee pad on, so they painted it black. It was kind of a more form-fitting protection for the knee, and that's what they've used on this Roadblock. Unfortunately, the sculpt is still there for that, but they just painted it, or well, cast it all in orange plastic, and it's not terrible, but you notice the difference between this knee and this knee. This is pants. This is obviously a knee pad. I kind of wish they had painted it a brown or a darker orange or something, just so it wouldn't feel like 80s. Well, I guess that may be part of the reason when they just painted over something to make it, oh, it's still there, but it's not, right? They also painted the kick guard on the front of the boot this dark green, so it keeps the elements of the updated version, but also makes it feel a little bit more military. Because again, same thing, it just doesn't have the golds and the reds. The torso is also all new. You can see the texture of the material of the shirt, the wrinkles, the edges, the seams. They could have just painted on a camo shirt design on the naked body that is under this. Or, well, here's a better look at it. This is the same torso. I appreciate the extra effort of re-sculpting the whole thing because it makes it look so damn good. We'll get a better look in comparisons, but it does add just a slight bit of height. And while we're there, there's also this new web gear. It's just a belt, straps coming up and over, back to here. There's a pouch, of course. You always need a pouch. Pretty plain on the back, which again, call back to classics. There's some details on the belt. I think this holster may be new too. I can't tell, and I can't find a counterpart. But I don't remember any one of them that is sculpted to conform to the pouch on the pants. And it fits really, really well. You cannot turn it to the back. You can't go up with it. It stays in place. You know, compared to some where it kind of slides up and down or falls off, this isn't going anywhere until you physically move the straps down, and then you can remove the holster. And everything's intact. No peg, no glue, no nothing. You bring it back, it almost snaps into place. It's just really well done. But then, of course, there's also the new head. Looks kind of like the same guy. Maybe this is younger, this is older, because there's a definite grizzleness to it. Overall details, just sharper, a lot more of those details, and rugged. This is a handsome man. I mean, I didn't mind this, but this is more Roadblock to me. It all works together, and really, I'm looking at it, and it's just nostalgic flashbacks to the original Vintage Line version 1 Roadblock, or even the cartoon version. And hell, might as well throw comic book in there too. This was done to appease the classic fans, and I've got to think, okay, well, I was about to say, it makes a lot of them happy, but you just never know, right? I mean, there's still things to gripe about. Me, you know me, this makes me happy. Can you take the head off and put it on here if you wanted a more rugged version 2 Roadblock? Oh, that's not bad. Do I need more of these? Damn it. Looking at the two figures separate, I thought the sheens to the skin tone were different, but this works. I do wish the arms went down to the sides just a little bit more, and if you look, it's hard to capture on camera. I feel like if this was shaved down just slightly, and then the inside of the arm right there, it'd get down a little bit further. I know that's stating the obvious, oh, if you take away material, it will move further, but you know what I mean. And then, as always, I'm going to bring it up again, the drop-down hips, which we'll see in Articulation. I've gotten to the point where I don't think they're necessary. I mean, with it up, or at least me holding it up, it gets to about right there. Drop down, it gets to about right there. It's not a huge difference. And with the problems that has caused in the past, and I say in the past because here I didn't have to oil up that ball joint coming out to the hip. It's just a natural, very nice, very smooth. Articulation spoiler, I just feel like they're more trouble than they're worth. But everything else, it makes this line what it is, especially this torso articulation. Which, okay, while we're talking about it, going over Articulation, there is a ball joint at the top of the neck with a hinge underneath, and then a ball joint at the base of the neck. That doesn't get a lot down there, but every little bit helps whenever you're trying to be as expressive as possible in pictures. With that, looks all the way up, looks all the way down. Some tilt, not bad at all. Swivel, butterfly joint at the shoulder, comes forward, goes back. Shoulders pinned into there, rotates all the way around. Hinge at the shoulder, comes up to 90. Swivel at the bicep, double elbow, nice range. Swivel at the wrist, and hinged in and out. In fact, both hands are hinged in and out, and trigger finger hand should be up and down. Hinge mid-torso, ball joint at the waist. All together, you can crank forward, down there a little bit, and then boom, hit it hard. The web gear tends to pop up because it's molded to the shoulders up here, but not terrible. With that, there's arc back, tilt side to side. In fact, all kinds of range. Like we talked about, there is a drop down hip with the ball joint coming out, goes to here, and goes to here. That's better in a lot of spots. Swivel at the thigh, double knee. Oh, wait, where are we going? Oh, that's going to get in the way. What have we got on the left side? No, it stops right there. Still impressive. Rotation at the top of the boot, hinge at the ankle goes back, forward, and then a front facing pin for rocker. For accessories, Roadblock comes with this big ass hand cannon. Molded in that classic G.I.Joe green. It could have some paint apps for the grip or some parts here, but this still feels very G.I. Joe-ish. Push into the hand and turn on the trigger finger. Holy shit, that looks badass. But if you're not wanting him to hold it, it does slide into the holster, and it is super, super tight. That is not falling out. In fact, will I be able to pull it? There we go. Then there is this Gatling gun that I think this comes with breaker in the motorcycle too, right? At least this part does. It has grip up on top, some little details, grip on back, trigger around to some tubes. I don't know gun parts, but the barrels do rotate in case you're wanting to. Guns need ammo, or so I'm told. And this drum clips onto the bottom down there, which makes it look even heavier. But because of the grip, you can't just push and turn like the pistol, you have to kind of pry the fingers open and get in there before they close back up. Get in there. Same thing with this side. Kind of pry around, get it in there. You do not want to mess with this. There's plenty of articulation to get into all kinds of shooting poses. I mean, that looks great. But if this hand was hinged up and down, you could get into more. Because right now you're locked into side to side. At the same time, he's not bringing it up to his shoulder. He's not holding it much higher than this. I just feel like this hand would be more useful going the other direction. And then to finish it all off, another callback to the classic days. He comes with a helmet. Nice modernization while still feeling vintagey. These are hard straps hanging down. They're not gonna come around and clasp or anything, and it almost feels like something should attach there. It goes on the head, snug fit. Again, not gonna fall off if you drop it into a box or off the shelf or something, and looks good, which is one of the perks of Roadblock being bald. Any helmet, any hat, anything will fit on there. At first I didn't think I was gonna use this, but I mean, taking it all in, I don't know, it may stay on there. If you want to use it on the old Roadblock, it's not quite as snug, but it stays on. Roadblock stands at about 6 3/4 inches tall. And like we talked about, that new torso adds just a little bit more height. He's slightly taller than older versions. Well, this one more than this one. I think this one's sculpted to be a little bit more elongated. But he still looks perfect with other Joes like Duke and Snake Eyes. The best version of Snake Eyes. It just makes him intimidating. And I'm just now realizing the new Roadblock doesn't have a Joe Pro. He's ready to kick some Cobra ass though. Hey, still looks good next to Hasbro's other 6-inch-ish scale lines like Star Wars Black Series or Marvel Legends. So at the end of the day, very nice update. Or, well, I guess technically it would be a throwback, right? An updated throwback. Like I said earlier, I like that they're going back and trying to appease the classic crowd. I mean, there is some stylizations that don't fit, but overall, it just gives you the vibes from the 80s comics, the 80s cartoon, the 80s figure, or well, at least the first figure, and there's nothing wrong with that. And again, I hope they continue with this trend. I mean, give us something that's updated and kind of fun and out there and sci-fi and a current day, or well, future day maybe, and then give us another one, pull it back a bit, take it back to classic, to vintage, because it really benefits both sides of the fence. They get their reuse and we get several different versions. And if you don't want several different versions, at least there may be a version that you do want. Because that's really where we are, right? Just give us more figures. It's been a little bit since we've seen something new. There's Barbecue on pre-order, there's Breaker, and then I'm hoping PulseCon around the corner changes that. They have a panel, they show us more. Okay, I'll take anything. I'll take 1 or 2 figures, but I would like a wave. I would like 3 or 4 or 5. Basically, I'll take anything I can get, especially when it's this good. So if you enjoyed the overview, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. Oh, one last thing. When you're messing around with this gun and trying to get the grippy hands on the grips, the finger material, or well, I guess the hand materials, may be a little bit tough. I know I'm really digging for gripes there, but man, getting them pried open and then trying to get the handle in there before it closes back up, I'd like to see the hands soften up just a little bit.